Ladies and gentlemen, hello. My name is Matthew Hardman and I am the G-Shock Watcher. I like to be able to indulge in a couple of passions. One of them is cocktails. Tonight we are rocking the Dark and Stormy, which uses a bit of spiced rum and Bundaberg ginger beer and some lime juice. And I also like G-Shock watches. Now, G-Shock watches don't sound like the aspirational watches that are the Rolexes and the hundreds of other brands that people go ahead and actually talk about. But I love the engineering of these particular watches. I like the bright colors and the features and just some of the uniqueness. And sure, many of them have different series which they go ahead and actually run up against. You know, you've got your Range Masters, your Mud Masters, the octagonal shaped ones. Geez, even I can't remember them. But I just love them. I think they're fun, they're approachable, and I've found something which absolutely infuriates the wife. It is a second-hand auction site for G-Shock watches. In fact, it's actually a second-hand or an auction site for lots of different products that come from Japan. But as you may know, G-Shock comes from Japan. And so there's lots of these people who are selling G-Shocks second-hand or selling them new or unused or slight damages on auction sites. And some of the prices are kind of really cheap. And I think it's kind of fun to actually delve into what people are going ahead and actually selling. We'll see some extreme watches, we'll see some very cheap watches, we'll see some watches that don't actually work. But what we'll do is we'll take the time to have a look at some of these watches, delve into a bit of the background of those different watches, have a look at the prices, and maybe consider if you would looking at bidding them. Now, I don't actually have any links or affiliate links to make money off these things. I'm doing this just for fun. But I understand with any of these YouTube videos, you always have to say, please hit like and smash the subscribe button, because if you do, then eventually YouTube might notice and then they'll be able to go ahead and actually pay for the videos we produce. So if you do that, that would be super cool. But otherwise, let's go ahead and actually have a look at some watches. Okay, so here we are on the Buyee website. And the Buyee website, what this actually is an aggregation of a whole lot of shopping sites that Buyee brings together, and what they do is facilitate the shipping of the product that you purchase from Japan to where you live. Now, I live in Singapore, so typically some of these sites would not be available to me to be able to purchase from, but Buyee lets me go ahead and actually do that. And I've actually bought a few watches from these guys already. I've bought a couple of digital face watches. I've bought a fairly unique G-Shock MTG, which is one of the original G-Shocks. It's really interesting to sort of see how much that's actually evolved over time. But you can actually find these watches online. You can purchase them here and get them shipped. Now, of course, when you go here, there's a whole range of different things you can do. I've filtered down by the actual G-Shocks. So, you know, rather than start at just looking at anything, let's go a little bit crazy and have a look at what is the price highest to low. So what's the biggest things that people are going ahead and actually looking at? And whoa, what is that? That is a G-Shock, the $95 million thing? No way, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't even look that good. Let's go have a look. Casio G-Shock Black, 9,999,999,990. That deserves a drink. Well done. How you do a watch for the People like different things. I kind of like it. It's kind of cool. The price would kill me. I'd probably have to start signing divorce agreements. But let's go ahead and actually have a look at the history on this one. What's the price actually worth? There we go. This one, $10,000 to buy new, and it's upwards of 13,000. So obviously the price is much higher. It's an October 2020 release, so potentially it's a fairly limited edition. You know, this is a fairly expensive sort of watch. Does it say limited? Oh, limited to 400 pieces. So probably very, very hard to go ahead and actually find today. You know, that's what the discrepancy between the price of 10,000 on the Shockbase website. What if we go ahead and actually have a look at the history on this one? I wonder if that's on G Central. We'll do a search on there and see what they say. Oh yeah, here we go. The Bruce Lee X G-Shock. Okay. Kind of cool. Bluetooth connectivity, does not have GPS timekeeping like the other ones. Simulates a helmet. That's kind of cool. US list price of $8,000. So, I mean, super cool, cool watch, but probably super, super expensive. So, yeah, I mean, you'd have to be really passionate about it. I'd love it, but I'd be in a lot of trouble. We've got some of the other MRGs as well. This is an interesting one, the limited Gassan watch. Kind of nice. Another MRG says $12,000. Gets pretty expensive from that point of view. I wonder what would that normally retail for. So let's go ahead and actually copy that out. Let's go look at Shockbase and do a search. This one went for around about, you know, again, $10,000, not dissimilar to the one we just saw. So November 2022, 500 pieces limited edition. So yeah, fairly expensive, some of these different watches. Now, obviously, at this point, I'm probably like not convincing you to go ahead and actually have a look at this site at all. But let's go ahead and actually have a look at the newly listed and most popular watches, because this is typically where you will see the beginning of some of these different watches. Some of these ones are not G-Shocks essentially. These are Fox boxes. I think they're copies. But you know, here we go. This is a like new Casio G-Shock Burton. Kind of interesting. No, not really for me. This one's cool. I kind of like this one. This is the Charles Darwin watch. Darwin Foundation collaboration, unused. It's the yellow with the digital face, and it's not the inverted one. It's the, I know there's a special term for it, but it's not the inverted watch face where it's the clear text on the black background. It's the black text on the clear background, and I kind of like that yellow sort of look. Let's have a look here. The bid for that one is around about 142.80. So, you know, 142.80. What if we go ahead and actually have a look for this one on the Shockbase website, and we'll switch over to Shockbase and have a look. And the price of that one is, no prices available. So let's just switch over to the Casio G-Shock site and have a look there. Can't find that either. Let's take out the JR component of it. Let's do the same thing here. There we go. And no prices available for this particular watch. But it's a watch that was released just last year, so an interesting one to go ahead and actually have a look at. Still a cool watch. You know, it's got G-Shock connected. Shame it doesn't have a price. Like, I'm sure we'd be able to go ahead and actually find that somewhere. Is it this one here? Let's have a look. Typically, for some of the prices, we might actually have to go to the local sites. Let's have a look. Click on this one. Do we have a price on this one? Maybe not. So 154, it's not too bad. I mean, you know, that's a cool, cool little watch. Let's have a look for one more. This is kind of cool. $55 for a Casio Tough Solar. Solar's cool. I like solar. You don't need to worry about the batteries and things like that. It's got that resin and orange. I like that color combination. I think it's a very cool color. 5 alarms. It's got a little bit of digital. Let's have a look at that front one. Oh yeah, that's kind of cool. Again, we're not talking about fancy Rolex watches here. We're just sort of talking about sort of fun Casio watches. This one's got 3 hours remaining and a current price of $55 Sing. Oh man, I'm so tempted. Okay, we're going to go ahead and actually make the bid on this one today and just hope that we don't get too much in trouble with the wife for that, for a $55 watch. And we're in with a couple of hours to go. So let's see what actually happens there today. So let's have a look for one more here. Like new G-Shock White. I got one of those already. These metal ones are kind of nice, but is it really a metal one? It's got the resin band. 218. Yeah, wouldn't necessarily go for that one. Let's have a look. This one's kind of cool. This is the Casio Irikuji. Fairly unique sort of watch as well, with the yellow and the black. And it's also tough solar as well, which is kind of cool. So this one has 1 hour remaining. Now, obviously by the time you watch some of these videos, some of these auctions will actually will have finished. So if we go back here, if we have a look at newly listed, have a quick squeeze here, anything new coming up. We've got a red 112. Okay, this is where you'll actually start to see some of the crazy prices where they just kick off. This is kind of interesting. A G-Shock quartz. Yeah, quartz. I mean, it's cool. It'll work, but I like the tough solars. 171, 171. Some of these things you'll see come in the auctions at around about 1 yen, which is just crazy, but super cool, fun to be able to go ahead and actually work with. Let's have a look here. What else we got? This is nice. This is a cool watch. I bought this one myself. I actually have this MTGB 1000, this particular model. And I paid, if I remember, in Japan, tax-free, about $1,000. So that price at $569, that's actually pretty good. That's actually the buyout price too. Sorry, the actual current price at $474. To pick this up in good condition at $569, that's actually not a bad purchase considering how much it costs at retail. It's an MTG, which is a combination of resin and metal, and it's a nice looking watch. This one in particular is very cool because it's got this layered effect on the side, and I don't think the pictures really show it off. But on the side of the watches, it's kind of like black, red, black, red. It's kind of cool from that point of view. So that's actually a pretty good pickup. I'll actually have to share that in the links below. So anyway, there you have it. Some very, very cool watches on the Bai website. You know, this is a fun thing to go ahead and actually do. Like I sort of say, I just went ahead and put a bid on for a $55 watch. Wife will find out. I'll probably be in a bit of trouble. But hey, if you're looking for some fun, interesting watches, I do love these G-Shock watches. I think they're very, very cool. And if it's something you're interested in actually pursuing and sort of hunting down some of these awesomely engineered watches, the Bai website's actually a really good way to go ahead and actually get into it and try some things out. Take a risk, take a gamble, get some maybe good prices. You know, some things work, some things don't work so well. I actually have, like I said, I took a couple of watches. This is one which I purchased recently. This is and I'm not a great YouTube producer here, but this is a first generation MTG. You know, back in early 2000, I think it was, and this is before the digital came in and things like that. This particular fella is super tiny compared to what the MTGs actually are, but it is a classic piece. This one is a G-Shock, which is a mixed tape edition. You can see the tape there. These are just some of the things you'll actually find online. So anyway, enough rambling. I'm going to finish my drink and watch that bid for the orange and black G-Shock with 3 hours to go. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, please hit like and subscribe. It'd be great to get more people to get excited about G-Shock watches. I'll leave the links to the Buy website below. Again, I don't make any money out of you going to Buy website, but I think it's kind of fun to be able to work with. With that, thanks a lot. Take care. Cheers.